So just this past Sunday, I rematched Nanghong from Liang Presser gym in Chiang Mai. I fought her in August, and in August when I fought her, I also won, and the promoter said it was a very exciting fight and it was a good matchup, and they wanted to see us fight again. So not even a week after the fight, they were trying to set us up to rematch each other. And then the first fight, it was at 54 kilos, which is pretty much my walking weight, and she cut down for whatever she was to fight at 54. And this time, I told the people at Super Champ that I didn't want to fight her unless she was gonna go lower, because she was heavier than I was. So we fought at 53. Because this fight was a rematch, I kind of already knew what to expect from her, and my trainer and we worked on some of the things that he thought that she was definitely going to do this fight around. During my time in Thailand, there have been a few people that I've fought more than once. So for example, I fought Duong Do Noi twice, I fought Rung Napa 4 times, and Nanghong, I just fought her a second time. With rematches, I think they're important, whether you win, lose the previous fight, because it really goes to show if you learn from your mistakes from the first fight, and if you're able to fix and correct and work on doing what's the right thing during the fight camp for the rematch. So rematching, it's good because like both people who have fought each other before, they're trying to beat each other. So it's more of like not just like, oh, who's going to be fitter, who's going to be stronger, but it's also like who's going to learn, who's going to have the better technique, who's going to have the better fight IQ. So it's much more like a game of chess. As a fighter, it's really important to have a game plan before going into the fight, and also to follow through with the game plan. So then in fight camp, you can, if you know who you're going to fight, you know their styles, you know their strengths or weaknesses, or your coach knows, and presumably they would be working on these things with you and telling you like, oh, if they do this, then you do this, then you have to move this way, you have to circle this way, this is the weapons that you want to use, this is what you need to look out for. So that's all part of the game plan. It helps a lot to have a game plan before stepping into the fight, so you don't feel like you have to start everything from scratch. You can just you can keep in mind like, oh yeah, I know that my opponent is going to do this a lot, so you watch out for it more and you're able to defend against faster. And same thing with the offense. I know these are my opponent's weaknesses, so this is where I'm going to attack them. So having a game plan and following through with the game plan is really important to winning the fight and performing well. I didn't have a Wai Kru until I moved over to Thailand, and there was a trainer who taught me his Wai Kru after he found out that I didn't have one. Before I learned it, I was just sealing the ring, which is the bare minimum in Thailand. But when he found out that I didn't have one, after training, he would tell me, okay, meet me back in the ring at 7 o'clock and we could practice and stuff. When I was learning the Wai Kru, it was kind of difficult to get all the moves down and like trying to find a rhythm, especially since I don't dance or anything, so then like trying to find a rhythm and like trying to make it aesthetically pleasing, it was difficult for me, but it was a really fun process, and every time I do the Wai Kru, it helps me center and keeps me grounded into the fight and reminds me of why I love fighting, why I'm doing it. My Wai Kru, it consists of a few moves, namely the part where you put on the makeup, and at the very end I usually shoot arrows at my opponent. So it's really fun to do, and I hope that when people watch it, they think, oh, that's not bad.